time the beat drop.
Hey, everyone, we're live at Save and Continue. We're coming to you 7:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, a little bit late, talking about the latest in gaming and tech and all that fun stuff. We're live at Inravio Studios in lovely New York. My name is Kyle, joined by Frankie, as always, and we're here to talk about the latest and all the things you care about. So, yeah, it is 7 o'clock. We are here Thursday. It's been a good week. There's been some news happening.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been following as much as I should have this past week.
It's been a lot of under-the-radar stuff, kind of some lesser-known things, but still important. So it's we'll start how we always do, if there's anything new we're playing. I know you're heavily, we're gonna get into it, because you're working on your whole Spencer Mansion for Halo. We'll get
for Halo 5
we'll have our
storage.
own segment
Yeah.
up around that. We got
Other
a few
than
pitches.
that, really not much else. I was playing a lot of Resident Evil 0. Actually, no, I shouldn't say a lot. I was playing some Resident Evil 0, but I was getting preoccupied with other stuff I was doing. And the Division beta, which came out today exclusively for the Xbox One and will be coming out tomorrow for PS4, I actually have, but...
Oh, it comes out tomorrow. Oh, wow.
No, it's out today for Xbox.
Oh, yeah, wow, it snuck up on me.
Xbox
Totally
got it a
forgot
week.
about that.
Xbox got it a day ahead, so they have an extra day.
Oh, I'm mistaking it then. I thought they had this big deal with PlayStation. It must be a different
No,
game
it was
then.
Xbox.
Okay. Maybe that was Watch Dogs I'm thinking of. Then.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
But I have the...
They had all the DLC, like early exclusives and everything. It must be
Right.
something else.
I have both games pre-ordered on both consoles, so I could have technically played the
Oh.
Division today for you guys and played it and gave my impressions, but I didn't get around to it. So tomorrow and the day following tomorrow, I'm gonna play on PS4 the beta for Division.
Nice.
But you know, I have the option. I could switch between both consoles, but
Very cool.
you know, probably gonna stick to PS4 on this one.
It seems to be the more dominant console. I mean, if you look at sales exclusively, obviously, it's like, I think it's more than half of the sales of the Xbox, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, it's more so. I just have a friend of mine who I'd rather play with who is playing it on PS4. So there's that too, But I don't know. I'm kind of stuck in the middle between which console is favorable right now.
So you've been playing Zero. How does Resident Evil 0 stack up to the Resident Evil remake that they just recently released as well?
Oh well, I mean,
as far as like, I know Resident Evil is obviously your preferred title over Zero, but in terms
Yeah, I'm
of
a
like
huge
quality,
Resident
or
Evil.
was there anything like they did massively different in Zero as opposed to, because Spencer's Mansion, I mean, the Resident Evil ones seem more or less just like a remake, more or less.
well, they're both remakes. They're both remasters.
Did Zero have any reimaginings in Zero, or was it all by the books of the first one, just with a new coded?
Well, the thing that Capcom did with Resident Evil Remake HD versus Resident Evil 0 HD is that Zero, they actually went in and they did more touch-ups.
Okay.
They did more things rather than just upscale a low-res, pre-rendered backgrounds. Because, the HD version of Resident Evil Remake is gorgeous, but it definitely is just pretty much upscaled. It's not touched up in many ways. It is a little bit here and there. But Zero, they actually went in and they redid some of the actual visual art of the backgrounds. So the lighting, just what you see, the visuals in the back, some of it is all new to Resident Evil 0.
Now, Zero was released on the GameCube, correct? That was its
Yeah,
original platform?
Zero was released, if I'm not mistaken, a year or two after the remake of Resident Evil 1. So it's an old game, just like Resident Evil 1.
You mean the GameCube remake of?
Yes.
Yes,
Well,
I'm sorry, yeah.
Zero only existed on the GameCube.
That's what I mean, because I'm like,
Yeah.
it was originally, I was very
N60
surprised they were doing the Resident Evil remake on the PS4 again, because I was like, the GameCube one is still so fresh in my mind, and that seems to be like it still looks so gorgeous.
Well, because
but Zero makes a little bit more sense since we had that gap.
for those that don't know, Resident Evil HD.
World Hunter! Good to see you, bro. Oh, by the way, World Hunter's our new mod. We got to play.
Oh, really?
Speaking of games we were playing, I've been playing more Rocket League, and I got the chance to play with him online. We
Awesome.
actually teamed up, and he tolerated me.
Great.
That's the only way I could put it, because I was so bad at Rocket League, and he has like, what, you had like 141 plus hours or something? Just extraordinary. Like, even his car has like a crown on it, and I was like, look at this asshole.
Remember, with great
It's
power
ridiculous.
comes great responsibility. So
The game
mod
title
well.
says Rocket League. Oh, look at the mod. Tell me. Look, see, he's fixing things for me. We got started super late, dude. We had such a rough go today.
Yeah, a little bit of a hang up. But yeah,
he's
so
here, though.
Resident Evil
Thank you.
HD Remake sold very well. And
Yes.
because of that, Capcom kind of got the hints that, hey, that's what kind of people want. They want old school Resident Evil in an upscaled HD environment. So they thought, hey, I guess we'll do Zero next. And then they decided to go into Zero, and they, like I said, they mixed it up a little bit. They added a couple new features to it and costumes, which made it different from the HD remake of Resident Evil because they didn't actually go in and change much of the gameplay, but they did this time. So I would recommend it. The reason why I'm not playing it as much as I could play it is because I played through the game before and I know what to expect.
Yeah.
With that said, it still is one of my least played Resident Evil titles, not because I don't like it, but just because I haven't played it as much as the others. Simple as that. And same thing with friends I know that are big into the series. So I'm just going to take my own time with it. Again, I'm preoccupied with both video game related stuff and life related stuff.
So much fun.
So, trying to make sure that I don't miss any gym days. So that's another thing too.
Are you going back to the gym?
Yeah, I'm doing.
Where do you go?
I go LA Fitness.
LA Fitness? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Now
that's an
everyone
endorsement.
knows.
No, and
Endorsement.
and Kung Fu. I do Kung Fu as well. I started that. So.
No, I did jiu-jitsu, so I can't even. Yeah, that's good though. I mean, yeah, like you said, you played through the game already, so you know the tropes, you know what's going to happen more or less.
It looks great.
It's great. I think it's a
I
great
recommend it.
way for people to get into it if they hadn't played it.
I recommend Resident Evil Remake first, only because it's the easier game. Zero is pretty damn hard. It's one of the harder Resident Evil titles. So I would definitely start with Remake if you're not used to Resident Evil, because even me, I'm fumbling a little bit with the inventory and stuff. So it's
that much different. I can't. It's been so long.
Zero.
Seriously, it's
When
crazy.
Zero came out, the reviews were pretty much scathing in certain aspects of the game, such as the controls, the inventory system, and for whatever reason, the enemies, which I have no problem with. But yeah.
Like, Rolanda says, I need to get fit this pizza in my mouth. That's such a dad joke. Oh, you got me, World Hunter. That's such a dad joke.
I like this guy.
I like this guy. Yeah, he just corrected us because we were improperly labeled on Twitch, and that's exactly why
Oh,
we have
really?
him as mod, because he's useful. He's super helpful.
Awesome.
And he's here. And he's a late sleeper. He hopped out what was it? You slept till 3 the other day? You crazy son of a bitch. But we're already in the conversation of Resident Evil, so we might as well just transition straight into it. So we've talked a bunch on the show already about how you're doing a reimagining of the Spencer Mansion in Halo yet again.
Been working on it for about a month.
Because you had done this already on
Yeah.
Reach. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
5 years ago.
We gotta be strategic, Eric, with how we throw up these pictures. Actually, you're not gonna be able to see it because we don't have it hooked up like we normally do.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, either way. You've been working on so you sent me a picture. I'll see if I can pull it up over here. And
over
it's-
Facebook.
Oh my God, it was so. Just
Yeah.
the. It was
It was
funny.
rough. It was rough.
You know what's funny? I was trying to find an image to compare it to because you had the main entrance, and I was like, all right, I'll find the actual main entrance. We'll put them back to back and be like, let's see side to side. And in the process of just trying to Google Spencer's Mansion, I found it, and I was like, okay, this is the GameCube one. I want to find the PlayStation one because I think it'll even be more impressive seeing yours in the PlayStation one. Yours arguably might look even better. Who knows? It's been a while since I've seen it. But in the process of just Googling trying to find it, I came across your old Reach, their map. Like, it's front page on Google if you type in Spencer's Mansion reimagining or recreation. It's the first thing that comes up. And I watched the whole video again and stuff, and it was too funny. I was just like, is that him again? Like, anytime you search Spencer's Mansion on YouTube, his thing will come up.
Yeah, I have a weird obsession with it.
But PlayStation has it? PlayStation has what? Resident Evil...
Zero?
Zero?
Yeah, Zero,
Yeah, right.
Zero has come out for Xbox One, PS4, and the older consoles, 360 and PS3. So it's accessible real on any console right now, and it's cheap. It's $20. But again, I recommend Resident Evil HD, the first remake before Zero, because Zero is a lot harder.
Is it really that much harder?
You'll pull your hair out at some things with Zero.
I see. It's been so long since I played it. I really can't even imagine it anymore. Like it being that difficult. That's surprising.
It's definitely one of the harder ones. I think that's why I played the least, because I was probably getting my ass kicked so much 10 years ago. So.
But that's pretty funny. Huh? I'm actually pulling up the video right now
Yeah,
on the
I
Biz
know. I
TV.
see
We're
this.
gonna show. This is actually footage.
This
of
is 5 years
This is
old.
the Halo Reach one. So grain of salt.
I was like 20, 2019.
I was like 20. I didn't know what I was doing.
No,
But,
I'm proud of it, I guess.
No, dude, it was great. I mean, again, the picture you sent me, I'm trying to pull it up. Can we, might as well, we won't see it, but they'll get the gist of it. While this plays, can you throw up the picture of Frankie's entrance that he made? And just swap between that and the new one, just so you can get a gist of that full screen. So that's basically what you're seeing on screen right now is Frankie's rendition of the front entrance.
And Halo Reach.
And Halo
so this was
Reach.
5 years
This
ago.
is the video playing in the background, but the picture you're seeing full screen is what Frankie has been working on as far as like the entrance to the new place. And you can just see how crazy drastic it has become already.
Compared to this, because I actually went back into this map just recently, I popped in my Halo Reach disc and I looked at this and I looked at what I started to make and I'm like, oh my god. Like so many things I would have I would have changed just from this, seeing this 5 years ago. But with that said, this is me working with a very limited Forge system. So
No, you sucked the absolute most.
I sucked the most, the most I could possibly get out of it. So it's going to be definitely more detailed in the Halo 5 version. But the past month has been me really trying to find the proper dimensions because with new Forge comes new sizes of things, and now that I'm able to put more into the map, I can make it even more accurate than it was before. So, and I mean very accurate, like to the point where I'm redoing it over and over and over again until I get it just right.
Yeah, it's crazy. It looks absolutely crazy.
Insane.
The
yeah.
fact that we talked about it a bunch, how you can add like ambient sounds to it and different like textures, more or less.
Yeah.
You were discussing that you and some guy had developed some kind of push door system.
Yeah, there
by
was
like breaking the game or something.
There was an issue with that.
Really? Oh, you were so
No,
pumped
I
about
was
it.
really pumped. I spoke about this last episode, but I think I again, a lot of the things that I want to make the cut, almost like an actual video game, might not make the cut. So. The pushable doors, while it can work, the budget is probably the issue. Because you need to put a lot of different pieces together just to make a door function. So what I might do, I'm throwing around an idea, either I'll do one of three things, either if the pushable doors don't work. No doors at all, which is how this one was. I would have doors with switches, which may or may not work depending on how much space I have left for the switches, and also how many switches are actually available to me for every door, because there's tons of doors in this mansion.
God, this sounds complicated. I already have a head.
And the third one, no, this is pretty cool. I'm thinking about doing something on this version of the Halo 5 version where in Resident Evil, in the actual game, there's certain doors that are attributed to certain keys. And you get the key to open certain doors. So there's like a sword key door, helmet key door, armor key door. It's like, if you're a Resident Evil fan, you'd understand what I'm saying. But there's basically doors attributed to certain keys. And when you have the key, you could open every door matching that key. So I'm thinking about it. If I can't use a switch for every single individual door, what I might do is that I'll hide a switch somewhere in the map that'll act as the key. And when you press this switch, it'll open every door that switch is associated with. So you actually, as you're playing Infection, you actually need to open the switches in the mansion before you could get on to another room and find the ammo and survive.
Huh.
So it's kind of adding like a whole other element to Infection. It's kind of like an objective-based Infection. So I don't know if that's going to actually happen, but it's definitely an idea.
You're saying this is, again, because we've had this conversation, this is all based on the honor system, basically, because there is
No.
no infection system.
No. Well, right now, yes, but we know Infection's coming out because the
It's
cries.
a lot to bank on.
The cries are too loud for 343 not to hear. And this is what I truly believe.
Thank you, Liz Shark. How you doing, buddy? Sorry, continue.
I really have a feeling that 343 is going to bring Infection back with a bang, because Call of Duty Zombies mode has blew up since Reach has been out, and I think they're going to try to compete with that because
they're going to have to assume Black Ops. It's going to be interesting to see the timing because Black Ops 3 is releasing their zombie mode for their brand new game very soon.
Yeah.
There was a separate edition.
And I'm trying to get this done before they do that because I want this done before Infection comes out.
You have to move, baby.
No, I am. The beginning of making this map, just like the Reach version, the beginning was the worst part because the first room you make needs to be the right size because it affects every other room in the mansion. So you're spending the most time in the first room with height, dimension, width, length, depth, everything. So I've already reworked the main hall like 4 times. But I'm close. I'm really close. And what I sent to Kyle is, kind of where it is now. It's obviously missing some things on the side, but it's looking a hell of a lot better already, I'd say. And that's with the lighting as well. So
you work with what you have, obviously, as far as like at this point with Reach, you're basically just going what structurally looks like Spencer's Mansion. But with the new pictures we've been seeing, again, throw up that Frankie's one if you could. Like it just from the entrance alone, it doesn't like structurally look like it. It aesthetically looks
Feels
like it
like
as well.
it.
It feels like
it.
The colors are there.
The sound is thunder. There's thunder.
The material at least is like reminiscent of the mansion at least. You know, as far as this one, it's like. I get it. That's the chandelier. That's the staircase. Like you have to kind of.
It's like no, that's a chandelier.
You walk in, it's like that's an actual chandelier.
And I'm gonna have a real fireplace this time, guys. A real fireplace.
No,
you actually get burnt.
He was super adamant about fireplaces in the last one.
Just don't burn down your house.
Yeah, just don't burn down the entire house. Eric. World Hunter says infection is what made Halo great. Oh my freaking god, I love being the last one. Yes, that was one of those feelings. Like that's.
Yeah.
I mean, for all the flaws that infection had, like they still did a great job of giving you that like rush of like you're the last one.
Well, in Infection, what I love about Infection is I've been playing Infection since Halo 2. So back when I was like 12, 13 years old.
The first Infection game I played was like in the honor system in Call of Duty 2.
Yeah.
Actually, like it was like, all right, everybody, if you don't want to play this, get out of the server.
Essentially, it's a community-made multi-game, mode. And I'm so happy that when Halo 3 came out, it became an official thing. And they've been supporting it until now. So that's why I think 343 is going to play the whole card, hey, we'll take it back from you just to give it to you better again. That's what they've been doing with every game type.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to really do something special for Infection fans. So
I'd love to see more objective Infection. Like variations of Infection besides, just one of them is overpowered.
Like plant
the
a
zombies
bomb
are
or something like that.
When I tried to Forge, because I was piss poor at it, but I had one where it was on Forge World, and you actually you started off like what I had designed was like a crash ship, and you had to move from like King of the Hill position to King of the Hill position throughout the entire map with a team of zombies trying to stop you.
Safe havens.
Safe havens, yes.
Yeah.
So it was like a kind of like a weird combination of safe haven and infection. So you basically had safe havens, and then at the end of it, there was one vehicle left. Like I think it was I forget which flying vehicle it was, but it could hold at least like 3 or 4 people. And the problem was you could either get there first before anyone else and just take off and screw everybody, or you could choose to risk it and wait behind. Yeah. And those are the moments. That's why I still play Left 4 Dead 2. Is that moment of like I can leave and get away right now, or I could risk everything and hang back for this homie, like who probably wouldn't do the same thing for me. But it's that feeling that's what I love. That really gets me when I'm playing zombie games. There's the idea of like I've made it.
Oh, the clip is at the end of this.
Oh yeah, the clip.
The clip. I forgot the clip.
The reason why this has so many views.
It's playing right now. Actually,
is this it?
It's going to be playing right now.
Oh, it's after it.
This is the end of the video.
Is that a chandelier?
There was a clip. Yeah, like looking at this now looks like crap, but this was great 5 years ago.
Rose-colored glasses.
So we were like beta testing this map when I was making it, and the clip that happens at the end of this video, which is going to play right now, it was all natural. It was not scripted. This was during an actual Infection game. Moment. It felt scripted, but the comedic timing of this was just amazing. So.
Have you ever seen someone nope that
hell
out
different
of a
game
situation?
types. Yeah, I remember all this. Holy crap.
Umbrella trash sweepers.
Yep. Mike Blood, I don't know if you're watching, but that's your thing. So this is the clip right now.
Dude, it was
yeah, this is the clip.
Because I told you I randomly came across it on Google Images. Oh, is this right here? Yeah, right here.
No, I love how I zoom in. Just look.
It's perfect.
He just pops his head up.
I like how his head's on fire too. It's a nice addition.
Yeah.
Wait, how did you get head on fire again?
It was Reach. It was
just a Reach thing. Well, I know there's a bunch of different ways to get different equipment, obviously.
It was a customizable.
Because I think Halo 3, you had to be a Bungie developer to have your head on fire, didn't you?
Something like that.
It was something like they changed it a bunch.
Yeah. Reach had the best customization.
But
by far.
No, because I came across that again on Google Images, and I went down a rabbit hole, like looking back at all this stuff, like watching the video and everything, and I found like the original post you made, and I was like, boy, I wonder how long it is, because he's notorious for writing long things, and this was the longest forum post I'd ever seen, Frankie. Yeah, and it kept going and going, and it wasn't like a random assortment of words or anything. He had it like broken up into paragraphs. Like the next segment had it like highlighted. Like it was all like pleasing to look at, but it was just good God, man. I was there for like 10, 15 minutes reading it, speed reading it.
Yeah.
It was like that is a lot.
And it was cool. A lot of different sites posted about it. The official Resident Evil Facebook actually shared the map.
I always shared it. Kotaku shared it.
Kotaku, MTV.
I think
MTV
Polygon
did too.
had it on their site for a little bit. But,
The Escapist.
World Hunter says I had confetti in Reach, if I remember.
Yeah.
Confetti.
When you get killed, it goes, yay!
Oh, okay. I remember that being a skull you could add on for the Grunt birthday party.
Yeah, it was customizable
was that a
too.
multiplayer thing?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Reach was great like
Oh,
that.
I remember. Yeah,
Reach
you
was
could have
awesome.
like the guy had like pesticides, so he'd walk around and had like that green smoke around him.
Oh,
or the
the
lightning,
smog, the stink
smog
thing?
one.
Yeah, that was stupid.
It was interesting. It was cool to see that in a Halo game. Though.
Yeah, it was kind of annoying.
It wasn't one of those
sometimes, but-
game-breaking things, but it was still like,
No.
oh, that's cool. Like you really didn't notice it unless you like got up and close with the person. But that's pretty funny.
Yeah,
That's
so
good, yeah.
hopefully we'll see the finished product maybe in a month or 2 or 3. But I want to push this baby out before Infection gets officially released, because I plan on releasing my own video for it, which I'm sure one of my friends will help with, because I sure as hell can't edit. But you know, we'll definitely make it special, and I plan on it being big. You know, I think it's gonna be. I think people are gonna dig it.
It's gonna be huge.
So, could you imagine if that was like put into the actual rotation of maps?
I mean, it's been done before. That's how they did a lot of it. But prior to this, Halo Reach, I think, was Eric believes in you. I
Thanks,
think
Eric.
A majority of Reach was them basically picking out the best of the best, which always surprised me because I always played this amazing D-Day one in Halo Reach where it had like canisters falling from the sky, like replicating like mortar fire, and I never saw it on like the custom games or matchmaking. And it was such a shame because it was easily the funnest Halo multiplayer like custom game I'd ever played. Moving on a little bit before we take a commercial break, I wanted to get, it really doesn't affect us, I just thought it was so freaking hysterical. So Hanna-Barbera, the animation company, is like remaking a bunch of their cartoons, basically, like re-updating a bunch of it. Nickelodeon's following the same route, they're gonna get new Rocket Power soon, Rocko's Modern Life.
Really?
Oh yeah, so they're basically doing, they're doing Wacky Racers in the style of Mad Max, and a bunch of other stuff. And my favorite so far, we're gonna pull the picture up on full screen, and then I'm gonna show it over the laptop. My favorite one so far, though, has been the update they're gonna be doing to Scooby-Doo. And it'll now be known as Scooby-Doo Apocalypse. Is the official? Can we put that? Can we put that on full screen? If we can, it is. This is the new Scooby-Doo.
Are you serious?
100% serious.
Is this real?
This is real. Take a look. Look at it. All right, so you got.
What am I looking at here?
He has a travel band tattoo. What's up with that?
I know, right? You're looking at. So this is a little bit cropped actually too. So you're looking at Velma, who has a video game.
Shaggy's hipster as
Velma
crap.
has a video game controller in her hand because you know, Daphne is some kind of Starfire-esque like space hero. So is Fred. Scooby-Doo is a cyborg now, more or less. He's got like robot parts and crap, and. Shaggy is straight out of Williamsburg. Like he's got his own like artesian mayonnaise shop down in Bushwick. Like this is the most hipster I've ever seen. Ace Game, welcome to the chat, my friend. Good to see you. Hello. Yeah, Viewless, that's an actual thing. I swear, I'm not even making that up. I'm not even making that up.
I don't know what to say.
I know, right?
I don't know how to comment.
It really pertains to nothing on their show, but it was honestly, it was for Cyborg.
Can I ask
Scooby,
why they're
and
doing this? Because it's so funny. This popped in my head the other day.
Because to get the kids on.
Well, they did that Looney Tunes reboot where it was like.
Yeah, they still do. Wabbit. It's called Wabbit. Yeah, they're doing a bunch of stuff. Like they're doing the God, what's this guy called? Johnny Quest. They're doing
Johnny Quest is Space Ghost?
No, but there's like a bunch of crossovers. But,
What?
Yeah,
Wait, they're
dude.
crossing over.
This is the full one. This is the full picture. Yeah. So like, oh my gosh. Oh, you know, I'm sorry. It's not a video game controller. It's a drone. Velma's got a drone. That's much more topical. Oh God. This is gonna be comics. Yes, Ace Game. These are gonna be comics. Thank God these are gonna be comics. I couldn't
watch that, though.
couldn't even imagine this on TV.
I was gonna say
Couldn't
it looks very
imagine.
comic book-esque.
Just get a box of cereal and call it a day.
Right? I couldn't even imagine watching this on TV, but that's a real thing. Just wanted to bring that up. Thought that was crazy. I also love how the word apocalypse has now basically, apocalypse is the new zombie, basically. I love that now. They got X-Men Apocalypse. If you want to be cool now, you throw the word apocalypse on
No,
something.
I mean there's so many different subtitles like that, like Vengeance,
I'm
Apocalypse.
talking about the word specifically apocalypse.
I know.
That is used. I can name,
I know exactly
name
what you're
4
saying.
movies that were released in the last like 3 years
Yeah,
with the word apocalypse.
It's been like that for years.
No. Like the resurgence of zombie films we've seen, like this is the same exact thing. Like San Andreas coming out, like all these like giant disaster films, like 2012 when that came out.
No. What I'm saying, there's always been subtitles that have been tossed around from game to game to game to game. In fact, Mega 64 actually made a video relating to that. I think they were making fun of the name.
Oh yeah. It was.
They were making fun of the name.
Reboot. No, was it a reboot?
Oh, no.
They were making
No,
fun
no,
of
no,
Lara
no.
Croft.
No, they were making. They were.
She's dirty. Look,
Yeah.
it's so new. She's
It's a funny
filthy.
video, I know. No. There was a Medal of Honor game coming out called Warfighter.
Kappa, I'd burn it.
Called Warfighter.
The Medal of Honor game, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But they were I think they were making fun of how just redundant and unoriginal the name Warfighter is, because you hear all
Yes,
these.
I remember this video.
Yeah. So I mean, Apocalypse. They've been doing that for a while.
What do you do? I fight in war.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Exactly.
Wow, like literally spoon read it to people, feed it to people. It's crazy.
Yeah, like Redemption, Apocalypse.
Would we
all
read
everything.
it? Would you read Scooby-Doo Apocalypse if you were in
I'm reading
Midtown Comics in the city?
I can't read comic books, man.
Dude, I have been on. Maybe it's because of all the comic book renditions and films now. I've been on like a kick, like a little bit, just because I think now to keep up with it, comics have become ridiculous. Like the stories they have now for like the modern day Marvel DC comics, like that don't follow the film plots, like they're way ahead of the film plots, are absolutely like incredibly crazy. Like just
Well, yeah, they're comics.
Yeah, but
I mean,
even
comics
the
are
plots-
renowned for that.
Like we had back in the day, we had Infinity Wars, which is probably like the end all be all weirdest like comic series of all time, where all like basically every superhero in the Marvel universe had to fight together, and then they had the Infinity Wars 2, where basically the guy that pitted them all together tries to become human and goes to New York City and lives with Spider-Man, and Spider-Man has to teach him how to use the bathroom. It's the weirdest comic book arc I've ever seen in my life, and we're starting to reach that level again, and I kind of like that. It's weird, it's bizarre, it's new, comics have always been on the edge of that kind of stuff, but now especially they're just jumping overboard. with
When I pick up
weirdness.
a comic
love
book,
it.
it cannot hold my attention. No matter what the subject matter
It
is,
depends.
it doesn't matter if
Scooby-Doo
it's
is
a
your life.
series. It doesn't matter if
It's
it's a
so
series that I really, really am into. I'm not into comic books.
It's I've never been before now.
I
And honestly,
respect them, but-
it's less reading the actual comics and more reading articles about the comics themselves, I guess would be more accurate. More like there's a new comic that was released today and here's what happens in it, and it's just basically a too long didn't read summarization of what had happened in the comic. Or the videos on YouTube where guys are basically like summarizing those comics, or podcasts, like those kind of, I've been deeply like invested in those lately, like taking up too much of it. World Hunter says seems too 80s. Well, yeah, they're old. I mean, it's an acquired taste. But
What, the Scooby-Doo?
no, I
thing?
think comics in general.
No, they're too 80s,
read
maybe.
comics?
It's so 2000 late. My God. We're going to take a quick break because we have to for paying the bills. When we come back, we got a lot more to talk about, so stay with us. Save and continue live in Radio Studios. Coming right back at you.
Hey guys, this is Kyle Melnick, and you're watching.
Save or continue? I think it's soar. It's and/or. Is there an ampersand in there? Ampersand. Yeah.
Hey, this is Chris Les Jake, and if Inravio.com spots you at an event wearing this bracelet, they will give you $100.
This is Joe Larson. You should check out the 505 on Racing Show live every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or catch us on video on demand anytime, 24/7, only on the Inravio TV network.
Village Music Shop of Mastic. 1-800-HEY-DUDE, your full-service store with personalized attention, school band instrument rentals and sales, music instruction on all instruments for all styles and age groups, for guitars, drums, amplifiers, PA systems, and accessories. It's Village Music Shop, 1495 Montauk Highway in Mastic. Call 1-800-HEY-DUDE or go to villagemusicshop.com. For over 60 years, Hanson Carpet has put the customer first, providing only the finest quality products and service. And Hanson Carpet is so much more than just carpet. We also carry a wide selection of window blinds and shades, and our licensed and insured technicians can service any of your flooring or window covering needs. Browse our huge selection of laminate, carpet, linoleum, vinyl, and tile. Stop by our showroom today or visit HansonCarpet.com. No matter what your project, Hanson Carpet has got you covered.
Hey, we're back. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Save and continue. We're live. It is 7:36 Eastern Standard Time here in New York, and we're still talking about video games, tech, the internet, all that fun stuff. Anyways, a few little bits of news information here. Like I said, nothing crazy happening, but a few things flew under the radar. Bungie's CEO was replaced this week. Bungie's board of directors announced that it has appointed Pete Parsons to the role of chief executive officer, and that Harold Ryan will be stepping down from his position as studio president. Apparently, it's all hunky-dory. There's no bad blood about it. Apparently, it was just switching off, and they were handing off. But what was interesting is that Bungie basically said, we're excited to have this new guy, Harold Ryan, to come in and oversee future Destiny projects. They said Destiny specifically. Yes, we know how you feel about Destiny.
No, that yawn actually was not meant to be facetious, but I'll allow it.
Well, I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no big deal.
That was a legit lawn, Kyle.
That was a legit
yawn.
A legit lawn? No, it was a legit lawn, all right. Viewless Shark says, just playing Just Cause, and I'm 90% sure I broke it. Isn't that the point of the game? I keep hearing that the one negative of Just Cause is that it leaves you to your imagination a little too much. Where it's like that game is fun, but you really, really have to make your own fun, more or less. Whereas Just Cause 2 had even a little more of a storyline, a little more of a guidelines to happen, but apparently Just Cause 3 is fantastic. It's just there is no direction. It really relies on you to make the fun out of it.
Yeah, too much freedom in some games could be a negative.
It's a catch. There is such a thing, you know? Like for some reasons that people love Minecraft or other reasons why people hate it. Like the fact that it has no story, that's arguably the point of the game is to create and defend, and that to some people is the greatest video game they've ever heard in their entire life. And for others, that's the worst possible scenario.
Yeah, I agree. I had this conversation not too long ago with someone else, but it's the truth. You know, when a game gives you so much freedom, sometimes it's almost as if your mind is too open. Like you need to sometimes have some kind of objective to give you the motivation to push on ahead and
exactly.
And when that happens, when a game is giving you kind of the narration to move in a certain direction, that almost creates more opportunities for creativity in these kind of games. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like a great example is, let's say, perfect example, when I'm building something, maybe I'm limited in a certain way. So that forces me to think in creative ways within the box that I'm stuck in.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing really when it comes to certain games and their gameplay. You know, so it definitely is about getting the balance between narration and direction and freedom of choice that the player gets.
Sure.
You know?
Viewless Shark says, but Minecraft kind of does have a story. Yes, it has a story, but it was implemented like well after release of the game, and it's not much of a story. It's you got to find all these Ender Pearl boxes so that you can enter the Ender and fight the Ender Dragon, which is a story, I guess. But it's not. That would not for me be enough if I was looking for.
I actually kind of liked how Minecraft did that. How it's almost so well woven into the backgrounds of the free roam play.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I
It's there, but you don't need to see it.
There is it. Viewless, no, you can talk about Call of Duty, my friend. We don't really play it that much. I play the zombies when I can at a friend's place.
Friendly zone.
We're not going to be like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I'm not.
We're just not going to know what you're talking about.
Really, with anything in life, I'm not going to be like, no, we're not talking about
exactly.
that. But,
it's a fine serious. It's.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. But
I say fine. I chose that word specifically. It's fine. It's
fine. We have our
fine.
opinions here. If our opinions are different from yours, it's not a big deal.
That's
the
whole point of the show.
Yeah, exactly. So, Cole, yeah, sure. That's
Call friendly. Tell us why it's great. I mean, honestly, again, we have nothing against it. We're just not super into it. We never really got it. I do appreciate the zombie mode. Like, that is one of the most fantastic from World at War, and then they've kept it fresh.
And I've never not enjoyed a Call of Duty campaign.
Don't be rude, guys. We're not being rude. We're telling you it's cool. It's fine.
I've never not enjoyed a Call of Duty campaign before, so there are a few things that I do like it.
Of all the stories, Ace Gamer's asking, which Call of Duty was the best? Well, Viewless Shark,
Warfare.
as a Call of Duty veteran, we'd love to hear what you think about that.
Of all the story?
Black Ops is the best story. You know what I loved about Black Ops? I don't think it was the best story, but I appreciated it more than almost any other story because they were one of 3-4 video games in the history of video games to take it to Vietnam.
Yeah.
And that is such...
You're huge into Vietnam.
It's just such
he
an
loves Vietnam.
I don't want to say
Vietnam.
I don't love Vietnam.
Loves
I don't love
Vietnam
the Vietnam
War. He
War.
loves
Let's phrase that differently.
If we never went to war in Vietnam, this kid would have nothing to talk about.
I'd be there right now. I just think, you know what it is? I played a game called Shell Shock on the original Xbox. And
that was such a good
Shell
that
Shock-
game, our
Shell Shock.
producer Eric loves it. And it was just such a good game.
And the second one had zombies in it.
And nobody ever goes to Vietnam. That's my problem with it. That's the only thing. I think Modern Warfare, the first one, was the best. Call of Duty 4.
Story-wise, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Well,
just,
no. For me, it's Call of Duty.
Nan.
Call of Duty 2. Call of Duty 2 is forever
that's a
ingrained in my
great-
heart
yeah,
as
yeah.
an incredible campaign experience. From it being one of my first. Then next-gen exposure to gaming, it was incredible.
I think that
The
was the
smoke,
first-
it was a
that was
launch
the first game
title.
I played.
So
Yeah.
Call of Duty 2 takes the spot
it
for
wasn't.
me, but I definitely enjoy the hell out of Modern Warfare 1.
Call of Duty 2 was...
And 2. 2 was alright also.
No, the first game I played was a World War II game on the Xbox. My first Xbox game was The Outfit, which was that really
Strategy.
not good. It was kind of strategy, but you controlled the guy as third person.
Yeah.
And then Dead or Alive 4. I literally played so much Dead or Alive 4 because I had one of those defected Xbox 360s.
Dead or Alive 4?
Yeah.
I didn't know you liked Dead or Alive.
I don't.
That's
like
the one
fighter
with the
games.
Spartan in it, right?
Yeah. That was
Yeah,
the only.
Nicole.
That was the only fighter
Spartan
game
Nicole.
I played and enjoyed. And I broke my Xbox playing it because I had the defected Xbox. And back in the day, it was
Oh, the
because
red ring.
you played it so much it overheated and it melted this part that connected to another part, and that's where the red ring came from. So I played it when I first got the Xbox like for 2 days straight without turning it off, and I broke my Xbox like the first day. And then Halo 3 came out, and I couldn't play it.
Dead or Alive 4 was one of my it was one of my first fighting games that I
It was the only
really
one I was good at.
I was not good at it.
That's so funny. Because you're at least better than me, obviously, at Street Fighter
And
a bunch
everything.
of other fighter games. That's not funny. And incredibly inaccurate. But fighter games specifically, I'm terrible at them. And that was the one. Mortal Kombat X, I'm not bad at because I
Haven't
think
played
it was
it.
a slower, heavier fighter game, which
Yeah.
it's Street Fighter when you could like start bringing in subs to do one move and stuff. That's when I was just like,
Well,
what the hell?
I'll
is
say this
happening?
about Mortal Kombat.
So
Mortal
confused.
Kombat, I think now is more technical than it's ever been, as far as competitive play goes.
Sure. No, that's not the negative. I'm saying
know?
I think it's a little more
No, it's not a negative at all.
slowly paced, I guess.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not nearly as like
Well, yeah,
crazy clusterfuck.
It's like it's like compare like Super Smash Brothers is it's not by any means a super slow game, but
No.
compared to something maybe like Marvel vs. Capcom, like
Yeah, it's two different beasts. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
big time.
and that's just playstyles. Viewless Shark said, just looked in my French textbook and saw that it says playing my PlayStation with a picture of an Xbox controller.
Yes,
I love
yes,
that.
I have seen that. I've seen that actually. Was that really your textbook? I've seen that
Your French
online.
textbook? That happens a
I've
bunch.
seen that online. Someone posted that online.
That happens a bunch. Where
It's
like
funny as
someone's-
hell, though.
I saw a commercial and the guy was playing with like an Xbox controller, the old one from the original Xbox, but
Right.
they had like, I guess the company had like etched out the X, so technically it was
Oh,
an
yeah,
Xbox.
yeah.
And it was hooked up to a GameCube. Like it was the funny, like it wasn't even a PlayStation 2. It's just so obviously different. Mortal Kombat with DC was amazing for me, says Ace Gamer. You know what kind of
believe you.
bummed
I
it out?
believe you.
I was actually planning on picking up Mortal Kombat X on the PC because they had this great DLC bundle where you could play like as Predator and like a bunch of other as an alien too. And of course, it doesn't come out for PC. It's console only. It was such
Well,
a
there
bummer.
was actually a controversy about that. Just
Yeah,
recently.
it was in a little bit of the news, and I thought it was so funny because I was like, if you had asked me 5 years ago if I was ever going to buy a fighter game, let alone for the PC, I'd be like, you're out of your mind. And
Well,
of course, the one that I wanted,
Yeah.
unavailable.
There was a bit of an uproar about that because I know they were Ed Boon and the Mortal Kombat guys. They said, I believe earlier, last year they said something about PC support, and they were going to support the PC version just as much. And as we know now, yeah, it didn't really happen that way. So that's not good.
Man,
not
PC
good at all.
is still getting the crap end of the stick. Like it really is a shame.
Mm.
And Viewless Shark says no, legit. It was in his textbook.
I believe it.
And that happens a bunch though.
Mortal Kombat with DC, I remember that one.
I still love seeing unrelated but skateboards depicted in cartoons because they're always skateboards from like the 1980s. Like they have like the pointed front, and it's just like, but they're still doing kickflips and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? How hard is it to like? Even the Rocket Power skateboards looked weird.
I hate
was
Rocket
like,
Power.
how hard is it?
I've never liked Rocket Power.
That show bothered me.
What's wrong with you?
You're gonna tell me Auto Rocket could do a 900 and he wasn't even sponsored? No, get the hell out of here. That's ridiculous.
Yo, Tito was the best thing
Hey!
about that show.
Tito was the greatest.
Yo,
Viewless Shark, thank you so much for the follow, my friend.
Hey,
Doing that
Raimundo!
again.
I would hang
Hey!
out with that guy
There you go.
every day.
Never eat a coconut you found in the dock.
Yes.
All right, that's my good one. Viewless Shark, thank you so much
Oh,
for
there's
joining
gotta-
the Academy, my friend.
There's got to be a compilation of that.
Oh my
Tito's-
God, there's gotta be,
Tito's
right?
sayings?
Just Tito YouTube video, like
Yeah,
an
yeah,
hour
yeah.
of Tito quotes.
Oh
He has
my
some
God.
good ones.
Tito quotes.
Tito quotes.
I know what I'm posting on my Facebook every day now.
Is that what you- No, save it for once a week, like Tito Tuesdays, and you do your Tito update. It's just
Yes,
like,
yes.
Are you feeling down?
Tito Tuesdays.
Tito Tuesdays. Maybe
Oh,
we can pick you
man.
up with a quick Tito quote.
Oh, jeez.
You know what's funny? I never eat a coconut you found in the dark was like one. It was in the show, and that was like. An
That was a
example-
real one?
No, that was one of like Squid making fun of Tito. So he used that as an example.
Oh,
I'm like,
really?
That's like the one quote Tito. That's like the most sense quote has ever made, and it wasn't even Tito's. Like it was like. I missed that show. You said you hate it so much, but here you are. Like,
I didn't like Rocket
You
Power
hated
at
the
all.
show, but
I
you
didn't.
loved Tito.
No, the other shows I was more into than Rocket Power.
was cute.
I was more of a Cartoon Network guy, to be honest.
You Cartoon Network kicks. Oh, don't say that. John might be watching. Executive blah 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 at Nickelodeon.
Executive? Wow.
No, that just sounds like a
I was gonna say like.
Maybe, I don't know. He's got his own
I don't
office.
care. I like Cartoon. Toonami all the way, man. Toonami all the way.
Tsunami all the way. It's not on enough. That's the only problem.
It's on too late for me.
And on a Saturday, like it's the one day, like
Yeah,
the one
I'm
night
not-
I
I
am
don't-
out.
yeah,
Like, you
I
know?
don't want
Like,
to
I'm
do
not,
that.
I'm not a big like go out and drink every weekend, but I'm usually out on a Saturday
Mm-hmm.
night. That's why it's like I love SNL, but that's a Sunday.
Toonami, I mean,
morning kid.
there's few things that make me feel more nostalgic than Toonami. I mean,
The whole
everything
plot now with him too. Like he got like now he's on on
with Tom.
Mars.
Yeah. But
something?
if you guys really,
Crazy.
I wish I could direct you guys to the video, but there's a video on YouTube where they did like a little series about the behind the scenes of Toonami, how it came to be, and really all the work that was put into it.
Yeah.
And how it was just it was a small group, so I think, a small group of guys that really made Toonami what it was.
A bunch of anime nerds.
And if you are, I don't know, too young to really feel and remember what Toonami was.
Euless said he never even had Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network when he was a kid. I remember not having Cartoon Network
sorry
for a
for you.
while. Yeah, our producer Eric is sorry for you. I remember not having Cartoon Network for a little bit, so we switched to like, because cable had that big switch to like basic cable.
Right.
Back when we were younger.
Yes.
Oh my God, we are old. We're 24, but I feel so old just saying that.
Turning 25.
Like somebody the other day, like an old person walked up to me and was like, "Do you even know what a VCR is?" And I was like, "Don't pander to me." I'm like,
no, I got the same thing. Do you know
I
what?
know what a VCR
No, like, do you know
is.
do you know what a typewriter is?
I was like, okay,
I'm like,
yeah.
bitch, I'm using a typewriter.
Yeah, I know, right? Just because I'm typing on a cell phone doesn't
No,
mean
I
I'm
was
gonna-
using an actual typewriter.
Oh.
Listen.
I'll give you that though.
This
I
is
have no
video.
idea. It's harder than it seems to like reset it, right? Like it's not just
Back in your day.
Yo, it was annoying. No, it was annoying. You had to roll the freaking paper in
Yeah,
just
yeah.
right. See, what I used to do when I was a kid, I was probably like my little sister's age now, like I don't know, 10, 11, 12. I used to write video games, like stories and stats. I would write pointless.
fanfic. It's called fanfic.
It wasn't even really fanfic. It was just stats and characters and like and I would mix. I remember I had this dream of making a video game when I was younger, where all the Nintendo characters were together in one game, fighting united against a similar evil.
So you
and
created
something
Smash?
like that.
Is
very,
that Smash?
A very
Master
cliche.
Hand? Is
Kind
that
of.
not?
Kind of, but more of like a story. It was cliche, but
That's totally fair. Because I
Yeah.
wrote a story called Olive Wars, and it was basically just Star Wars, but everyone was an olive.
moving on.
That sounds
So-
amazing.
Does sound amazing. The black
amazing.
olives were the evil ones because Darth Vader, and then the green ones were the good ones. That's also because I hate black olives, and I only like green olives.
Did they
So
use-
the green olives were good guys?
Did they use the picks, the toothpicks?
Yeah,
to,
the little sword.
Yeah, they had toothpick
Sword fight.
lightsabers, and even the X-wings. It didn't make any sense. All the characters were olives, and all the ships were olives too. It made no sense. But it had like 3 wings coming out.
I feel like Olive Wars is just enough depth that anybody who thinks that up would come out with the same story because
And-
there's so few things you could do with olives.
I wrote only one only one book rather, and it was Olive Wars 4. I had to start at Olive Wars 4 because Star Wars started. I was a really original kid. My childhood was different. It wasn't.
Feel the pitch inside you.
Wait, I was watching like a Let's Play the other day, and we were playing a game called Eat Lead. And you go, and I think, what did you say? You said,
Oh, and our Let's
that's
Play?
what the bullies used to tell me in high school. And I was like, as they did what? Fed you pencils? Like, that's horrible.
I remember that
Anyway,
one.
we don't need to get into our
We
childhood.
were talking about something, yeah. But yeah, I used to make video games write
that's where we're
with a typewriter. So it's funny because I could have easily had a computer at that time, but I wanted to use a typewriter. So I probably wouldn't have ever used a typewriter if it wasn't for that. But I did, and it was annoying. And I'm so happy I never have to do it again.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, don't pander.
I'll bring it in. I'll bring in what I wrote.
Yeah,
I'll bring
if
it.
if you start asking us like what like the type of aspirin they use like back in the day was, like then you got me. Like I don't know that, but like a VCR, like I know what like a beta is. Like I know what an 8-track player is. Like I may never have used one, but I feel like old people get off on that nowadays, where it's like, I bet you don't even know what this is, and it's just like, what? Why do you have an erection? Like that's ridiculous.
Do you remember what an erection is? Like
Exactly. I don't get hard when I'm like, have you even used a MacBook? Like it doesn't do that to me. You weird people. It's those baby boomers, man.
yeah, we're being super ageist right now.
We're ageist?
I'm sorry.
Fine.
I think we're being ageist.
I think there's gonna be some elderly people watching this. So,
Might be.
let's keep it moving a little bit because we only got a little bit left. We talked about it the other week about Counter-Strike actually getting broadcasted professional matches on TBS, which was awesome. Turns out it's not so awesome. They will be debuted on TBS, but they were given a horrible time slot. Basically, they're going to be doing E-League, Counter-Strike Global Offensive Tournament, a $1.2 million prize pool. We'll be running games 4 nights each week starting May 24th. Only one of those nights will actually be broadcasted on TBS, however. Just one of those nights. The rest are going to be like live stream baloney on like the TBS site, which I'm sure lots of people are live streaming TBS. And it's only from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. on Eastern Standard Time. No one's going to see that. I feel like we finally got to this point where it's like esports are like, because 2016, 2017 are going to be the biggest years in esports history. It's just being projected as that. And we're starting to get this support on television, and they're still like kind of crapping out on us. It's like how soccer is being like televised in the U.S. Like there's more channels televising it, but to watch a match, you have to be up at like 6 a.m. It's
I don't
really
think
so
I don't
tricky.
think most Americans are really ready for esports.
Do you remember cave paintings?
I do.
What?
No, it was in the chat. He was like one of the old people. Do you remember cave paintings? It's like, what's that skit I watched where it's just like, how do you know so much about, it's like, I know a lot about trains, young man. It's like, from what? Inventing them? And it's just like, oh! Medieval Burn. I'll probably go watch it, to be honest. I mean, yeah, I'm going to watch it. It's just the fact that I don't even play
10 o'clock isn't the worst time in the world. It's not the worst.
It's not the worst for people who are going to go out of their way to watch it, like people like us, or me at least, and like viewers.
But do you think any random viewer is going to actually stick on?
Why not? Why
Why?
not? But why not?
Because
like,
people-
what would immediately, if they saw Counter-Strike on television, would they just be like, oh, no, and just turn it off? Like,
Yeah, some people don't
why
wanna-
would they do that?
Some people
though?
don't want to watch video
I
games.
couldn't see that. Even me being someone that doesn't even play Counter-Strike Global Offensive, I played Source back in the day, but I'm going to watch it just for the fact that it's a video game being broadcasted on television. Like that's crazy. When E3 was broadcasted on G4, like I caught that all the time, and that wasn't even technically like the go-to place for the most up-to-date.
I
E3
just can't
information.
see. I can't see people being.
Laser Steve. Hey, Laser Steve.
That's an amazing name.
That's a great name.
I
It's like
just
Benedict Fist.
I can't. Benedict Fist. Oh my God, I remember you said that name. Whatever happened? Did you ever use that name?
Yeah. We did zombies.
You serious?
When we did the Apocalypse Zone, where we went into that zombie thing,
Oh,
where we had to shoot
God.
zombies with
Yeah,
laser
yeah,
tag guns.
yeah,
He was like,
I
"What is your
remember
name?" And you were like, "My name is G Unit or G
G status.
G status." And he laughed in your face, and then he said, "What's your name?" And I said, "Benedict Fist," and I got a rounding ovation because it's the greatest name ever. I'm sorry. Just some 50-year-old man watching CS:GO. Yeah, you see, I can't. That obviously isn't going to happen. Like some 50-year-old who's expecting the Big Bang Theory and getting Counter-Strike.
I can't see anybody who isn't a fan of Counter-Strike catching it on TV, maybe even by mistake, and continuing to watch it. Because first off, TBS, I mean, is a comedy
It's such
channel.
a weird, yeah, but it's such a weird. That's a good point. It's such a weird channel to broadcast on.
If anything,
anyway.
I would think it'd be
But
on
their
Spike or
demographic
something
is
like that,
definitely
you know?
older. Their demographic is definitely older on TV.
Yeah, well, it's not even a Counter-Strike problem. It's
No, not at
any
all.
kind of sport. I mean, obviously there's a lot more football fans than there are Counter-Strike fans in America, so they're more inclined to watch that. But
I'd like to see that statistic. Oh, in America, okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, totally in America, yeah.
That was like in the world, like I guarantee you there's
No.
Counter-Strike fans.
Well, I don't know.
Viewless Sean
I don't know
says
about that.
his dad probably would.
Yeah, maybe.
I think it's
Not
more than
saying it's
anything. It's
impossible.
like if you don't like video games, your reason for sticking around is just like, wow, this is interesting. It's
But
on television.
look,
like,
whatever. For argument's sake, going back to what you said, at least we have something on
yes,
TV now. In relation to that, if I saw Halo being played on cable or TV,
Yeah.
whatever, and it's being broadcast with announcers, I'd get a little stiffy, think that we've made it, man. We've made it. But
Just think when
we did it.
we're older,
We did it,
this is
fam.
gonna be on. We're gonna be telling our kids about this.
yeah. We're gonna be, like I remember back in the day when we watched the first ever Counter-Strike. Right after the Cleveland show rerun, it was great. It was so great. We're going to though. We're gonna be telling our kids. I remember when video games weren't on television. I remember when pot was illegal, and I remember it's gonna be like
Beginning of the internet.
It's gonna be and I remember when the internet started. Like honestly, that's gonna be our big three.
I don't remember when the internet started. It just kind of happened.
I vaguely. It was such a.
It was like it's like the beginning of life in the universe.
slow
It just kind of
transition.
whatever popped out of nowhere.
But isn't cable TV going down? World Hunter, you're absolutely right. He is. Cable TV is statistically, it's obvious that it's dying. It's a dying breed.
Oh yeah.
I think, but it's still seen as, I think because getting things on the internet now is so easy and so accessible to do this, to get yourself out there, television is still seen as like the, well, you got on TV kind of thing. Like
It's
someone
taboo.
Like, yeah, but
It's
I'm just
taboo.
saying, as someone like me as an actor, it's like, I would be like, okay, I'm in a web series. It's like, okay, any jerk off with a camera and a YouTube channel can do that. But it's like if you're on TV, it's like, okay, that's another story. Yes, it is going down, but it's still standing as that end all be all kind of line where it's just like that's impressive, but to get on television is still something. It's not to scoff at that.
Our friend
and I
just
think
got
because it's so smaller now, it's easier.
Our friend just got on the local news.
Who?
Rob.
Lee?
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah. You
No
didn't know
way.
that?
Did he seriously?
Yeah.
What's he doing?
We had a snowstorm here in New York, and he was barbecuing without a shirt on. So the news liked that, and they put his picture up.
Really? Wait, is he a newscaster like coming back, or they just put him on the news?
No, they just put pictures up.
Oh, I thought you meant he's getting a job in local news.
No,
like,
no,
I'm
no,
Rob.
no,
I'm
no,
Rob
no,
here in the
no.
in the heart of the storm.
No,
When was he
no.
doing that? Why was he
During
doing
the storm, I
that?
don't know. Jill did it.
What?
She posted his picture
No, I know
and
who
sent
posted
it to
it. I
the
was
news
like, why
station,
was
and they
Rob
posted it
shirtless
across
barbecuing?
because he's Rob.
What does that mean? This is, it's a six pack, so no one see him in a month. Might as well. Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Look how
I wouldn't know.
Look how cold my nips are.
Viola says, I just realized we can say to kids we can remember when it switched from analog to digital. I don't think we can, but I don't think they'll grasp. Kids will grasp that, like how different it was to be on analog.
We
They're
were-
like, oh, it wasn't that bad. like people are like, we used to churn our own butter, and it's like big deal.
When I was your age, we had 4K televisions. 4K.
When I was your age, I actually had to hold the controller. It was ridiculously cumbersome.
We had wires.
That's a great thing we need to do. In like 10 years from now, it's like look back at all the things we complained about, and be like all the things that have been fixed since. Oh my God, that's so
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, but okay. If you listen, you're a good point. But it's like basically analog to digital. I don't think would be as impactful if you were like, I remember when we didn't have the internet, and it's just like for kids, especially now growing up, that have grown up with the internet, it's like there isn't anything else. Like television to them is. They don't feel the same way about television as we are. Their types of celebrities are on YouTube and websites. They aren't movie stars or television actors anymore. There's like a poll, and like most kids said like PewDiePie over Leonardo DiCaprio, for God's sakes. Like it's a whole new generation, and the kids are wrong. The kids are wrong. The kids and their opinions and views are wrong.
Definitely.
Our generation's ideas were the best. The generation before us, the baby boomers, they were wrong too. Just
Vicious cycle.
coincidentally,
It's a
we were
vicious
just
cycle.
born in the
It's
correct
going
generation.
to happen over and over and
No,
over
no.
again.
We were the best generation. Yeah. No. The cycle ends here. The cycle ends here.
We're an important one, I'll say that.
I wouldn't even say we're an impactful.
All right, it's almost that time, guys.
It's almost that time.
Kyle,
I got
Kyle
two more
needs to eat this
stories
whole
to-
apple core.
You had this here the whole
Live,
time.
eat it
Get
live.
it? Why do you have the
Eat it.
apple?
We
core?
agreed 8 o'clock we need the apple core.
I did not say that.
Eat it.
You gross. I'm not gonna do that.
Going on your laptop then.
Get the hell away. I meant like each time to be like, get rid of this goddamn apple.
Anyway, yeah, so expect me to probably finish the map within a couple months or 3. We'll see what happens. Well, 3 months is reasonable. It's reasonable.
No, it's just a very
Yeah, a couple
Wide window.
months or 3. So, yeah.
Sounds weird to say.
Yeah, I know.
right.
Well, I didn't want to say 1 month because that's probably too little. But
Just do what the Oculus guy did. He's like, it's going to be in the ballpark of 2 months, and realistically, it comes out 5 or 6 months later.
yeah, no,
You know?
definitely not 5
Yeah, I'm
months.
bad at ballpark. stuff.
Halo Guardians is almost gonna be a year by then. So
Yeah.
absolutely not.
But thank you everyone for watching World 100. Thank you so much for your first task or outing as
Yes.
a moderator.
Thank you.
You were immediately helpful off the get-go.
Yes,
so we
big
appreciate
time.
that, dude. Viewless Shark, thank you so much for following and joining us, man. We hope we see you soon. We're here every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only at Inravio.com/live on the gaming channel or Twitch.tv/Chainsaw Academy. Make sure you're following at Inravio on Twitter or at Chainsaw Academy on Twitter. Liking some of our posts over on Facebook by searching us. We're all over there too. And following us on Twitch. We're going to be live a bunch. I streamed a couple days ago with World Hunters from Rocket League. Always down to play with people if we're playing the same titles. We're here every Thursday, and we're going to be streaming a bunch more over the coming weeks. Our YouTube page, youtube.com/Chainsaw Academy, is going to be massively updated over the next coming weeks. Some film series coming up. That's actually be coming out February 24th is our first film one, which is going to be excellent. We're recording a couple Let's Plays this weekend. We're going to be streaming a bunch more. It's going to be awesome. Stay with us. You guys are the coolest. We'll see you next time. Save and continue. Have a great night, everybody.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
Inravio.com.